Further debate? I recognize the member from Orleans.
Excuse me. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I can't think of a more important issue to talk about before we break for the holidays and Christmas this year. As the daily case counts rise, as more and more Ontarians get sick and tragically lose their lives to this terrible virus, it's evident that this will not be like any other holiday season any of us have lived through or experienced before. And that's because the government missed the opportunity to get the second wave of COVID-19 right. They didn't take the summer opportunity to plan, to keep class sizes small, to plan for and fund the testing and contact tracing necessary to contain the COVID-19 virus. And so, Mr. Speaker, we'll be spending the holidays apart this year, Mr. Speaker. It was nearly a month ago when I asked the Minister of Health for the government's plan for vaccine distribution in Ontario during question period. And Mr. Speaker, I asked how many vaccines we would receive and what was the government's priority for their distribution. And I was surprised. We got an answer that day, Mr. Speaker. We didn't get the tired pivot that we heard from the parliamentary assistant today, go ask your federal cousins. The Minister of Health gave us an answer. However, Mr. Speaker, later that evening, it was clear that despite the minister's response to us during question period, there was some disagreement, we'll call it, between the minister's numbers and the federal government. It wasn't clear where the minister's numbers were coming from. And while that in and of itself is perhaps not the biggest of problems, people get numbers wrong in off-the-top remarks all the time. It was a signal that perhaps something was missing, that we need a clear commitment from the government to provide clear, transparent, precise information about the distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine. How many people will be vaccinated? When will they be vaccinated? And what will the priority for their vaccination be? It should be very easy to provide that information on a regular basis, Mr. Speaker, which is why the member from Ottawa South has put forward this motion. I'm very happy that the government and the official opposition have said that they will support it, Mr. Speaker. And as we go through this process, it will be extremely important that that information is presented to Ontarians by public health officials, not politicians, in a clear and concise manner. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak to this, Mr. Speaker. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For the debate, the member from Waterloo.